It's an exciting day here on Primetime Local News. I'm joined by Mike Melnik with Catch Fishing. Mike, we have a lot to talk about today, but first of all, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you for the invite.
Well, let's get into National Fishing Week, because that's the first reason why we're here. Tell me about why this week is designated. Why is it so important?
National Fishing Week started over 20 years ago by a man by the name of Rick Amsbury, who has sadly since left us. But his passion was to, at that time, before screen time was a thing, he saw a problem with kids not getting outside and spending time in the outdoors. So he came up with this idea of holding a week that's dedicated to recreational fishing early July. It's usually the first week of July. And the message behind it is pretty simple. Get together with your family and friends, enjoy the great outdoors. And if you haven't fished before, maybe we can help you learn with some basic tools and information. And that was the whole impetus behind National Fishing Week. And here we are in 2021, still going strong.
So what are some of the tools that are available for people? I'm actually surprised at the number of people who haven't gone fishing or haven't had a chance, whether it's because they live in a city and can't get, to a place where fishing is an option for them. If someone is just looking to get into the sport, where should they go to look for information?
Well, I would suggest starting with local retail stores, tackle shops. That would be a great first stop. Also, our website, catchfishing.com, has a lot of resources. We have a book called Catch Fishing, and it's about that big, and it's designed really for kids to have in their hands and in their tackle boxes. And it's written toward the novice, someone who has never fished before. So it's a great tool for anybody who's never done it, because I'm sure it's a little daunting. How do I start? Do I have to spend a lot of money? No, you don't. Where do I go? When are fish biting? And that sort of thing. And we try to answer those questions in that booklet and on the website. So catchfishing.com.
Well, and one of the things you just mentioned too, I think, is something that might hold a few people back, in that they think that, oh, we have to have these expensive rods and reels and, buy all these different hooks and stuff. But really, I guess if you wanted to, you could probably get a stick with a string on it and put a small hook if that's how you wanted to go, correct?
That's how I fished as a kid. I kid you not. It was usually a safety pin at the end of the string with a worm on it. So yeah, you don't need to spend a lot of money. And that's the nice thing about recreational fishing. Unlike other sports or pastimes, it's really economical. I mean, you could spend $1,000 on a rod and reel combination, but you don't have to. Some simple basic packages are on the market, and start simple. And also a big tip I find for newcomers is the reminder to start small. Like, get the smallest types of lures you can get, whether they're plastic or even a small worm, and go after the panfish, go after the small guys first. That's the thrill. And then once you learn how to reel in a fish and let it go safely, if you want to release it, then you can move up to some larger fish. But don't try to go for the big ones. Everyone wants the big one, right? And we say to novices, especially to kids, just go out and have fun. And it's not called catching, it's called fishing. So the idea is you may not catch anything, but that's okay. That's all right. It's just getting outside and spending time in the outdoors and with your friends and family.
Now, do you guys go as far as to look into having competitions and tell people how they can get into competitions? Because a lot of people do take this seriously. They've got the fish finders, they've got the top of the line equipment, and they want to catch those big ones. So do you have tips for the people who are on that end as well?
Well, those are diehards, and I'll be honest with you, I can learn from them. So I'm not sure what I can teach them, but those people are the ones who have really taken to the sport. And you're right, you can blow your brains out with all kinds of expenditure on electronics and gear, and that's great if you're into that and you can afford it. But at the same time, they really don't need our advice. We're really out for the novice angler and trying to help people be introduced to the sport and also to continue with the sport, because we find those who are involved become the caretakers of the resource. So that's an important part of it as well.
Well, we are in conjunction with Catch Fishing starting a contest for National Fishing Week, and we thank you for this. We're going to give people the chance to win. We're giving away 5 rods and reels and 5 of the Catch Fishing books as separate packages. So if you win, you get a rod and a reel and a package. So tell me about these rods and reels.
Well, I want to thank our manufacturer members. We have Shimano, Pure Fishing, Normark, These are companies that donate these rods and reels to us. So I think the ones you're getting are from Pure Fishing, the Shakespeare combos, and they're entry level, but they're really good rods and reels. And we couldn't do this without the support of these companies who actually give away their product to us, so we can give it to you to give to your listeners and viewers. So I can't say enough about their support, so thank you to them. So the combos you're getting, I think I saw them when they were packaged and shipped. They're different colors. There's blue, and there's I think some black ones in there as well. So they're really cool, and I think whoever wins them is going to have a lot of fun.
Well, we're going to do something a little unique here. We are going to get people to tell us their fish story. So what we're looking for is people to go to our Primetime Local News Facebook page and post a photo of them with a fish. It can be any size, because this is just going to be a random draw. So if you had the small, little perch all the way up to the big jackfish, post it. And if you can tell us how much it weighed, if you know, and also where you caught it, so we can kind of see where people are fishing around here. And then we'll make a draw at the end of the week, again, a random draw. So again, if you caught that big one or the small one, doesn't matter, just post your picture on our Facebook page, and then you might get a chance to win one of these beautiful rods and reels. And you also mentioned the book that's going to go with it. Can you tell us a little bit about that book? I know you touched on it before, but maybe just go into that a little bit further.
Sure. As I mentioned earlier, the person who started National Fishing Week was Rick Amsbury, and he wrote the book, actually. And we have distributed probably 160,000 copies across the country. It's written for the novice. It's an easy read. It's a fun read. And it shows you how to tie a knot on one page, or different species on another page. So it's a fun little read for an hour at the cottage, or if your kids are bored, here, give them the Catch Fishing book, and they'll spend some time reading it and learn something too.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much, Mike from Catch Fishing, for giving us these packages to give away and help educate people. And once again, we direct people to our Primetime Local News Facebook page. All the contest information is there. So post your photos, and then we'll get a chance to win some of these rods and reels, and a chance to win this book. And as Mike says, get out and go fishing.
Right on. Thanks so much, Stacy. Really appreciate it.